Now the starting group for the visitors. They've got Dario Saric, and it's Montero in at the point guard position. They've got Jaden Ivey, and it's Vezinkov in at the power forward position. Well, Grant, we're still early on in this new season. I imagine it can be difficult to get back into the flow of things.
You know, B.A., you're spot on. It definitely takes some time to get used to the grind of the season again. You know, between the traveling, the hotel rooms, changing time zones. But you find your flow again eventually.
Now here's Ivey.
Come get it, come get it.
Pass to Larkin. Back to Ivey. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Not exactly how you want to dive into the game. Picks up his first foul right off the bat.
Here's Montero.
Screen.
Pass to Moore. Saric, left side.
Yo, kick it out.
Just 5 to shoot. Over to the left wing. Here's Moore. The jumper from the wing off target. Here's Larkin. Ivey outside. And a missed layup. And just over a minute played here to start the game. Here's Moore. In his last outing, 8 points for him. Launches it. The shot by Montero, no good.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
First quarter, just over a minute and a half in. There's a screen. And here's Ivey from the arc. First shot won't go.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. You have to be accurate there. Very little room for error passing on the interior.
Now here's Ivey. Pass to Vezinkov. There's the three. Fournier with a rebound. Gone 1 for 3 so far. And here's Saric for 3. And he can't get that one.
And maybe they're a little too excited today. They need to settle down. They've opened up 1 for 4.
Larkin passes to Ivey. To the wing on the left. "13 feet out. Hits the front of the rim and out. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Montero. From the arc. That won't go for him. Now 0 for 2.
1 for 5 out there, but no worries. Just keep attacking.
Here's Larkin. To the left wing. Pulls it. It's hauled in by Saric.
Just brutal. I mean, 5 straight misses to begin the game. Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
When you send somebody like him to the line, it's pretty much easy money.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
The home team calls timeout. All right, let's use this time to check out the teams with the most steals last year.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go after opportunities for steals.
Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Pass to Ivey. Here's Larkin. No points so far. Here's Dorsey. And the 17-footer goes down.
pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Here's Montero. Šarić, a screen on Ivy. Pass to Montero. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's Larkin to the inside. And the layup falls.
Getting the ball inside, usually a pretty good recipe.
Gone 2 of 6 to open up this game. Here's Montero. Šarić outside. Pass to Costello. Fournier for 3. Sinks the tray.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Shooting just about 29% so far. Not great. To the paint. Here's Ivy.
To go to work inside. Ivy really relies on his physical abilities to get a close-range shot.
Here's Montero. Down low. Here's Costello. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Here's Larkin. He's scoreless. Over to the left wing. Here's Vezinkov. Shot clock at 6. To the wing on the left. Larkin with the bucket. Here's Montero. Pass to Costello. The 3 connects from downtown. Costello's got 5 points.
Such an effective shooter. If you lose track of him defensively, he's gonna make you pay.
Here's Vezinkov. Jacks up with 3. And Montero pulls it down. Here's Moore. And here's Šarić for 3. And it's Dorsey with the rebound. Gone 4 of 10 shooting the rock in this first quarter. Pass to Ivy. Gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
And just active inside. Ivy's a guard who's more at home around the hoop, not the three-point line.
Here's Montero. From outside, off the mark.
It's been that kind of quarter for him. The shot has just been unreliable.
Pass to Dorsey. 4-3. Knocks down the long J. He's got 5.
And I'll tell you what, that's what being unselfish is all about. Ivy finding the open man.
Gotten 5 of 11 shots to go. Thompson scanning the floor. Here's Taylor. Thompson outside. For 3. Hits the trifecta.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Got half their attempts to go. 6 of 12. Here's Joseph. To the right side. Shot clock at 5. Takes the 3. Here's Vezinkov. And the three-pointer goes.
Yeah, Joseph adept at finding his open teammates, and that's exactly what you want from your point guard.
Shooting a solid 50% in the opening quarter. Šarić a screen. Here's Montero. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
He can't get anything to fall, at least not this quarter.
A minute 31 left to play in the first. Fires the 3. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Taylor passes to Montero. Šarić outside. Pass to Costello. Back to Šarić. The rebound by Vezenkov. Got 7 of 15 to find the net. Here's Joseph. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. This one for three. Nails it from three.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
It's a 2-point differential. Thompson with it. 15 in his last outing. Šarić outside. From behind the arc. That's no good. He's 0 for 4.
It's hard not to want payback when you give up a 3 at the other end, but it can force you to rush things.
Pass to Vezenkov. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Vezenkov's got 5.
Well, they count on big-time production from him at the offensive end.
And that does it for the first quarter. Leading by 4. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
Well, it's simple. When you can dominate the boards at both ends, you can control the second chance touches.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
We've got Corey Joseph, also Ivy out there, and it's Ward in at the 4-man position.
Not the tallest center in the league, he more than makes up for it with those crazy hops.
Back to Thompson. Fires it. The rebound by Hall. Shooting about 56% in this one. Ivy outside. Shot is good. Off the back rim and in. He has 6. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute of play. Thompson outside. Pass to Taylor. The 3-ball. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
He made the most of that opening, teaching the defense a lesson.
Ivy outside. They set a pick. There's the triple. Missed it. 3 for 6 now. Got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Right wing. Lets it go from deep. And the basket by Taylor. Taylor's got 6 points in the quarter.
Intelligent ball movement. The offense looking one step ahead there.
Pass to Joseph. And he's going for the lob.
A great read between those 2 guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, B.A.
These 2 teammates right here, Grant, they are connected.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
And the visitors call time here. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Montero. Here's Moore, and there's the turnover. Pass goes out of bounds.
Yeah, a communication breakdown. 2 guys thinking in opposite directions. The pass winds up in the stands.
And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. There's the 3, and it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
You're leaving him all alone? Good luck. He's going to drill that every time.
Three-pointer. Pure from 3-point range. Moore's got 5.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Ward. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
They are heating up, percolating here in the second quarter, letting it fly from distance.
They set the pick. To the middle. A rebound by Hall. gotten 5 of their first 6 attempts to fall in the second. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And the shot goes in.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Here's Montero. The shot from the low post is good.
That is good offense, unselfish play.
Gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go in the second quarter. Pass to Hall. Here's Horde. The 3. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
In general, they're finding good looks from beyond the arc, steadily improving as this game's going along.
Montero, the pass to Moore. Pass to Montero. And there's a pick. Just 5 on the clock. Buries it from 3. He's got 7.
I really like the way they're spacing the floor this quarter. Their three-point percentage has really gone up.
And now let's glance at the league's most aggressive defensive teams from last year.
And their gritty mentality when it came to defense was really infectious. They were the best last year at holding opposing teams to low-scoring totals.
Larkin passes to Ivy. And a miss there on the triple. Shooting 52% from the floor so far. Here's Montero. Softly drops in the floater. Montero's got 5 points now in the quarter. And a lot of spot-up shooters now, adding a one-dribble pull-up 3 to the repertoire.
Yeah, when you have defenders selling out to contest that catch and shoot, you got to reload, relocate, and let it fly. It's a valuable counter for those long-distance specialists.
Outside Fournier. Releases. Perfect night so far. 2 for 2.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
Now here's Ivy. He's got 6. Here's Larkin. Back to Ivy. From 12 feet. He can't hit that time.
Well, if he can somehow get into a rhythm offensively, I think they could stretch this lead.
On the wing, Fournier. He's got 5. Uncovered. The rebound by Vezenkov. Vezenkov's got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Larkin. Here's Hall. And he dumps it. What a pass to set him up.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack.
No question about it. He's very comfortable in the air. Dunks like that, no problem for him.
Baseline jumper. And it's Dorsey with the rebound. Gotten 8 of 12 attempts to drop since the beginning of the second. Pass to Vezenkov. Here's Dorsey. Here's Larkin. 5 points in the game. Ivy outside. Fires the 3. No good that time.
It hasn't been all bad shots for him, but you wouldn't know that looking at his percentage from the field.
Here's Montero. 9 points in the game. Takes a 3. A rebound by Hall. Pass to Larkin. Ivy outside. Here's the 3. He buries it from 3. Ivy's got 5 points now this quarter.
And something Ivy continues to improve. He's becoming a real threat from downtown.
Here's Moore. 5 points in the game. From deep. Rebound by Hall. Hall's got 4 rebounds now. Ivy outside. Pass to Larkin. Here's Vezenkov. Picked his pocket. Here we go, one-on-one. Outside Fournier. Moore passes to Montero. To win the drought, and counted. Now 4 for 9.
Much more efficient this quarter. Feeling more and more confident.
Shooting has been great this game, 58%. The home team calls timeout. .55 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
He's used to sharing the love. Exceptional timing on that pass.
Pass to Šarić. Puts up a 3. And it's Larkin with a rebound.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Here's Vezinkov. Šarić covers. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Dorsey. Knocks down the triple. Dorsey's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
The pass, the catch, the slam. What a clean play.
Man, absolutely jaw-dropping.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know. When they're able to pull off plays like that.
So we conclude the first half. Up 7. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Greeting, and let's do something we never, ever, ever do, and that's go off topic.
What topic?
So we don't have a...
And now let's discuss this game. Talk about a strong start for the home team.
You saw how they...
Glad you could join us. Brian Anderson.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Shooting around 50% of the game so far. They've got Jaden Ivey, and it's Larkin in at the 1. Pass to Costello.
Switch.
Here's Montero. Three-pointer. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
That's a guy you need to defend, especially from range.
They've got Dario Saric, and it's Costello in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Vizinkov. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Dorsey, and it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. On Tuesday, then on Friday. The visitors with the ball. Here's Moore. And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. An open look for Fournier. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. Fournier's got 7 points.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And here's Ivey from the arc. It's hauled in by Saric. Saric has got his 4th rebound in this one. He takes it in. On the wing, Fournier. Pass to Montero. Now Saric. Outside Fournier. Here's Montero. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Moore passes to Montero. Saric a screen. Fournier for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Fournier's got 5 points now this quarter.
They've come out hot this second half, hitting 3 of their first 4 shots.
The home team calls timeout.
Too many wasted possessions. He's getting in bad situations and then failing to kick the ball out to more ready shooters.
Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Ivey up top. Pass to Larkin. Here's Dorsey. 5 to shoot. And here's Ivey from the arc. Costello grabs a miss.
I didn't care for his shot selection that time. He needs to let the game come to him a little bit. Just relax, take your time some.
Here's Montero. He's got 14. Fournier for 3. Counted from distance. Fournier's got 13 now.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Here's Larkin. He's got 5. They need this. And Ivey lays it up and in. He's got 11.
Oh, so hard to stay with Ivey when he's dancing with the ball.
Pass to Moore. Here's Montero. Here's Costello. 7 points in the game. Now here's Saric. Launches a 3. Hits the three-pointer. Saric has gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Ivey, left side. And that one is hammered home.
Oh, rocking him off the floor. Ivey using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
Here's Montero. He's got 14. Pass to Saric. Fires for 3. And Ivey pulls it down.
It's not his night, but his teammates have picked him up.
Here's Larkin for the tie. Gets the 3 ball to go. And that makes it a tie ball game.
Defensively, you've got to apply more pressure to a shooter of his caliber.
Here's Moore. He's got 5. Pass to Montero. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Montero's got 6 in the quarter.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Inside. A strong finish under heavy pressure from the D. He's got 6.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Now, since we have this break, here are the teams with the most points off turnovers last season.
It seemed like almost every time they forced an error, they converted on it. Not just winning turnovers, but taking them to the bank.
Pass to Dorsey. To the left side wing. Here's Vezinkov. And from 16 feet away, he cans it. Vezinkov's got 10 points in the game.
And you look at how they've come out in the second half. It's almost like night and day.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
Pass to Costello. Lets the 3 fly. Drills it from deep.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the 3-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Ivy outside.
Oh, hey, how about big time right there? Big time.
Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
Unbelievable. Ivy living that life above the rim.
What a sensational move captured from the connected cam, sponsored by AT&T. Pass to Moore from outside the arc. That one doesn't drop. Gone 6 for 9 in the half. Here's Dorsey. Launches it. He drops it from range.
That's a guy you need to defend, especially from range.
Gone 7 of 10 here in the second half. Outside Fournier. Pass to Moore. Fires from deep. The shot comes out.
Defense may have given him that one. Based on the result, you see why.
On the wing, Ivy. To the paint. Out left to the wing. 5 on the clock. Beyond the arc. Here's Dorsey. No good from outside.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Thompson passes to Moore. And here's Šarić. The 3 is up. The shot that time not on target.
No matter what he's tried, it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, the team is suffering from that.
Pass to Ivy. It's rebounded by Moore.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Outside Fournier. No good, and they can't put it into the drought. Shooting at around 60% on this one. Very efficient. Pass to Ivy. From downtown. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
And I just love how he's making the effort plays that everyone around him appreciates.
It is certainly making an impact tonight.
But, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
Here's Moore. Goes to the fadeaway. Moore's got 7 points. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Takes it inside. And that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
Coaches love to see ball movement, especially when it gets you that kind of look.
Outside Fournier. Pass to Šarić. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Misses with the fallback. Jay fires away from way outside. The 3rd quarter comes to a close. They're up by 5. And time for a short break. Stay right there. The 4th quarter is coming up next. Three tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. And it's Hall in at the center position. Pass to Horde. The 3 is up. Fires in the triple.
This has been the story of the game. A battle fought on offense.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Out to the wing. Back to Thompson. Let's go with a 3. The rebound by Hall. Hall's got 5 rebounds in the game.
If they just continue to dominate the boards.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Pass to Montero. Lets the 3 fly. He hits again. 7 for 13 and looking confident.
This guy's really flowing with his stroke right now. He hit one earlier, and now he has 3 in this half.
Here's Hall. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
This is legit showmanship right here. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the tomahawk there.
That's more than just getting 2 points. That was sending a clear message.
Well said, because it really could shift momentum here. I mean, the energy you see from the guys on the bench, when they get pumped up like that, I think everybody gets pumped up.
To the right side. They set the pick. Ford passes to Hall. Banked it in off the glass. Hall's got 4 points in the quarter.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
To the left wing. Pass to Taylor. Thompson outside. Top of the key. And right on target. We're in the 4th quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. To the wing on the left. Here's Horde. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
That's 2 points they should have had. I'm sure he'd love to get that look again.
The 3 from Thompson. Drops in the 3.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Pass to Horde. Wide open, but he couldn't capitalize. Gotten 4 of 5 attempts to fall so far in the 4th. Here's Montero. To tie it up. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there. Got 3 of 6 shots to go in this 4th quarter. Here's Dorsey. He hits the back iron and sinks it. 4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. And the visitors call time here. So it's both teams making substitutions here and keeping us updated from the sideline. Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, over that break I was able to catch the message that the visiting team coach was giving to his team, and he was adamant that they need to tighten up their D. That lack of communication at that end has led to breakdowns, wide open shooters, and easy buckets. He sounded pretty frustrated, guys.
Great work, Allie. Thanks.
You can really see that his confidence is at a high level here in this half. He didn't have a 3 in the first.
Here's Larkin. Pass to Horde. Here's Vizinkov for three. Nails it from beyond the arc.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Montero. Here's Fournier. No good from the wing. Here's Larkin. Fournier covering. The three. Costello grabs a miss. Costello's got rebound number 7 tonight. Moore takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
Tough one. In a game where every possession is valuable, turnovers can make the difference.
Dorsey, he's checked in for Hoare. Gone 6 for 9 here in the fourth quarter. Here's Montero. Šarić a screen to take the lead. Montero, good. Montero's got 6 points in the quarter.
When this guy starts hitting threes, watch out. He's just pouring it on this half.
Here's Larkin. There's a screen. The three is up. On target from range. Boy, it's been a grinder, a back and forth all night.
Oh, 7 times the lead has changed. Neither team giving an inch.
Here's Moore. Here's Montero. Soft touch off the glass. Montero's got 14 points here in the second half. Shooting 60% here in the fourth quarter. Terrific efficiency. Pass to Ivy. And there's the drive. And his struggles continue offensively. Gone 8 of 11 from the field in the fourth. Here's Moore. Here's Montero. Gets the three to fall. Montero's got 28 points for the game.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Here's Larkin. Pass to Ivy. Oh, no good.
Rough start for him for sure. He needs to make a shot just to gain some confidence.
Here's Montero. Rises up. The jumper is good.
Yeah, these teams are playing with incredible energy.
Perhaps the case simply that some kind of motivational speeches at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Here's Dorsey. On the wing, Ivy. Good. Unable to end this run. Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent game plan.
Here's Moore. Left side Fournier. Can't get the three. Gotten 6 of their 13 shots to go. Dropped it straight in.
Big-time stuff from Ivy. A prime-time player on display.
Here's Montero. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth. Ooh, the three doesn't go.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Ivy banks it home. Big shot.
You have to love Ivy's energy, playing his heart out right up until the very end.
Here's Montero. From deep. Oh, it misses. An excellent opportunity here.
Seizing the lead right now would be huge.
Ivy. There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. to take the lead. Oh, it's off. And I think we'll see him milk the clock a bit.
Yeah, seems like the heady move right now. Talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was want to. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
The home team calls timeout. Two-second difference between shot and game clock. Yes, sir! Bank it in the layup.
And you're never going to see Jaden Ivey back down from a big shot. He wants the ball in his hands in those moments. Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
Shooting two.
He hits the first one, and that'll put him up 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Delivering exactly what they needed from the line. He secures the 3-point lead.
The home team calls timeout. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
Nice open look, but it's no good. And they're going to prolong the game with an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both, and it's a 5-point game.
That should about seal the deal, showing the killer instinct.
Shoots a 3. Not that time. And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. And, you know, you have two choices. You can either succumb to the hostility in this arena, or you can feed off of it and use it as motivation. They did the latter.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant.